Sawadee-krab. Thank you for joining us for the morning edition of NBT World Brief. You're with me, Surapan Lautaranarit. Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul is set to visit the southern border provinces today, with authorities stepping up security to the highest level. Security forces in Yala have intensified operations ahead of the visit, deploying police, traffic officers, and patrol units across urban and surrounding areas. Checkpoints have been set up to screen vehicles and individuals, with particular attention on those concealing their identity. Authorities say inspections will be carried out around the clock. Officials are urging the public to remain calm, saying the measures are aimed at ensuring safety for both residents and the visiting delegation. Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul is leading the trip to boost confidence among local communities and follow up on key security cases as well as economic development efforts. In the morning, he will visit the Southern Border Provinces Administrative Center in Yala to deliver policy directions on drug suppression, economic recovery, budget use, and a new security strategy. He is also scheduled to hold a private meeting with local senior political figures, including Wan Muhammad Nomata, an advisor to the Prime Minister. In the afternoon, the Prime Minister will travel to Pattani to chair a security meeting at the Internal Security Operations Command Region 4 Forward Command, focusing on the peace dialogue process and progress in major cases. The visit will conclude in Narathiwat, where he will inspect the SONGKHLA border checkpoint and discuss plans to enhance cross-border trade and tourism with Malaysia. The Prime Minister says the visit aims to reassure the public following recent violence, including armed attacks, stressing that such incidents must not be allowed to continue in Thailand. Thai authorities are stepping up an investigation into alleged oil hoarding, with the Department of Special Investigation preparing to summon 8 shipping firms for questioning. The probe follows mounting concerns over energy prices and supply as the Department of Special Investigation, or DSI, takes on the case as a special investigation. Officials say they have uncovered multiple irregularities, particularly in the upper southern provinces, including Surat Thani. Out of 24 shipments examined, 20 vessels were found to have suspicious behavior, switching off AIS tracking systems, illegally transferring oil, and falsifying transport records. Authorities also found that in 22 shipments, the volume of oil recorded at the destination exceeded that at the origin. Some storage facilities were flagged for stockpiling more oil than they distributed. The DSI is now issuing summonses to 8 shipping companies linked to the vessels and has taken over related cases from Surat Thani police. Meanwhile, the Royal Thai Police have expanded inspections nationwide, covering 6 refineries and 92 oil depots, as well as conducting raids at 4 major sites earlier this month. Violations uncovered include illegal oil transfers, false reporting, unlicensed operations, and hoarding to delay sales. The DSI says a reported discrepancy involving 60 million liters of missing oil in Surat Thani is still under review, pending further documentary evidence. All those involved are expected to be called in for questioning next week. The Energy Ministry adds that refinery output has actually increased, rising from 70 million liters of diesel per day to 78 million liters in March, along with additional supply from reserves. Despite higher production and distribution, shortages were reported at retail stations, raising concerns that some operators may have withheld supply for profit. At least 5 suspicious depots have been identified so far, with legal action underway.
น้ำมันจริงๆแล้วมีผลิตเพิ่มขึ้นจ่ายออกจากสต็อกมากขึ้นนะครับแต่ที่ไปไม่ถึงมือของผู้บริโภคเนี่ยเกิดเรื่องที่1ก็คือมีการรั่วไหลนะครับส่วนที่2เนี่ยก็มีการกักตุนเก็งกำไรประวิงเวลาในการซื้อ น้ำมันในราคาเก่าที่ถูกเพื่อเก็บกักตุนแล้วไปรอขายในราคาใหม่ที่แพงกว่าผมต้องเรียนว่าสำหรับกระทรวงพลังงานเนี่ยนะครับเราเห็นว่าในวิกฤตลักษณะนี้เนี่ยกระบวนการที่เกิดขึ้นไปซ้ำเติมนะครับทำให้ประชาชนเนี่ยก่อนหน้าไม่มีน้ำมัน
A Thailand-based gold investment and trading company says gold prices may remain volatile in the short term, but the longer-term outlook stays bullish, with a chance of reaching 90,000 baht by the end of the year. Chief Executive Officer of YLG Bullion International, Pawan Nawawatanasap, says global gold prices are still moving sideways as markets await clarity on geopolitical tensions. Despite an earlier announcement of a 2-week ceasefire, the deal has yet to materialize, causing prices, which had risen on the news, to ease again. However, sentiment is shifting. Gold is responding more to signs of negotiation than conflict, as investors see easing risks of energy-driven inflation. This has weakened the US dollar by about 0.3%, making gold more attractive. In the longer term, YLG maintains a positive outlook, projecting gold could test 5,824 US dollars per troy ounce, around 90,000 baht, by the fourth quarter of 2026. Support comes from low real bond yields and uncertainty over US economic and trade policies under President Donald Trump. Meanwhile, central banks, especially in emerging markets, continue to accumulate gold, with strong demand expected to support prices over the long term. Authorities in SONGKHLA are preparing to facilitate travel for HAJJ pilgrims heading to Saudi Arabia, with the first flight scheduled for April 18th. SONGKHLA officials say the HAJJ Facilitation Center, located inside the multi-purpose building at HAJJ International Airport, is now fully prepared, covering all procedures from check-in to boarding. Large crowds are expected on departure days, with around 6,000 to 8,000 relatives accompanying pilgrims daily. Authorities have coordinated with police and highway officials to manage traffic and are urging the public to arrive at the airport at least 2 to 3 hours in advance. Although separate areas have been designated for regular passengers and HAJJ pilgrims, heavy congestion may still cause delays. This year, the Department of Provincial Administration has approved 7,039 pilgrims nationwide. Of these, 4,668 will depart via HAJJ International Airport on 26 special flights. The inaugural flight on April 18th will carry 341 pilgrims.
เรามีความพร้อมทั้ง 100% นะครับตั้งแต่ระบบที่จะดูแลเรื่องการขนส่งญาติพี่น้องหรือพี่น้องผู้แสวงบุญเข้ามายังท่าอากาศยานนานาชาติหัดใหญ่เราก็เตรียมเรื่องที่จอดรถทั้งหมดที่ค่อนข้างจะพร้อมตัวอาคารสถานที่ที่รองรับทั้งญาติและก็ทั้งผู้โดยสารและก็จนกระทั่งกระบวนการในการเข้ามาสู่อาคารการเช็คอินการตรวจเอกสารที่เกี่ยวข้องหรือเอกสารของตม.การชั่งน้ำหนักและก็กระบวนการอำนวยความสะดวกจนถึงขึ้นเครื่องตอนนี้ก็เรียนพี่น้องประชาชนว่าทางจังหวัดสงขลาร่วมกับทุกส่วนที่เกี่ยวข้องมีความพร้อม 100% ครับ
A centuries-old tradition came to life in Nakhon Sawan, where locals gathered to take part in a sacred SONGKRAN ritual of draping a cloth over an ancient CHEDI. The ceremony, which is a vibrant display of faith and tradition, took place at Waranat Banpot Temple as part of the SONGKRAN celebration. Participants ceremonially wrapped a long piece of cloth around a Sukhothai-era stupa, locally known as a CHEDI, in line with Thai beliefs that the ritual brings good fortune, prosperity, and protection from harm. The historic bell-shaped CHEDI is believed to house sacred Buddha relics. Built in 1419 during the Sukhothai period, the site once served as a strategic frontier town known as Mueang Prabang. Today, it remains one of Nakhon Sawan's most revered religious landmarks, reflecting the region's rich cultural and historical heritage. Participants later took part in water pouring rituals over Buddha images and paid respects to elders, seeking blessings for the Thai New Year. And that wraps up our morning news report. You can stay updated with the latest developments and more stories by simply scanning the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, I'm SONGKHLA สวัสดีครับ